Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is a video series in which I am teaching my students to generate very small projects, mini projects you can say, on AWS, and this will be my second project and where I shall be showing you to perform sentiment analysis using Amazon Comprehend. And nowadays, you guys must be very much aware that sentiment analysis is a very, very prominent research topic nowadays. Because sentiment analysis is something with which you can actually understand the insight of people's mood and their feelings and their emotions, and based upon those insights, it is very much helpful even to make your business decisions, even to make good public relations and so on, right? So sentiment analysis is something really, really very important. Now, for those who do not know what sentiment analysis is, here is a very brief introduction of the same. So, sentiment analysis is also sometimes or popularly known as opinion mining, and it uses natural language processing to determine whether the data is positive, negative, or neutral, right? So, it actually analyzes the data or the text or any speech that you give, and it actually generates the idea that what the people are intended to say or convey, what is their present state of mood, right? So it can be positive, negative, or it can be neutral, right? Now, sentiment analysis is often performed on textual data to help businesses monitor brand and product sentiment in customers' feedback and understand the customer's need. So the major application area is to understand the feelings or the emotions of a customer towards your brand, and ultimately if you analyze that the feeling is positive, it's very good. If the emotions are negative, or the feelings are, or the opinion is negative about any brand, that means rectification and amendments are required, right? Sentiment analysis model focuses on polarity, which is yes, positive, negative, or neutral, but it also focuses on the feelings and emotions. It can also detect whether the person is happy, angry, or sad. It can also hint at the urgency of the matter, whether the matter is urgent or not, and even the intention of a person, whether the person is interested or not interested in a particular topic. So here you can understand by this particular introduction that sentiment analysis is really very important. One of the major application or one of the major project that is carried out on sentiment analysis is of basically extracting tweets and extracting data or posts from Facebook and Instagrams, and performing sentiment analysis and to gather out the opinion, right? The opinion about any recent topic or any viral topic that is going on. So that is also a very important project. Now, talking about application, we have discussed a little bit till now. The application of sentiment analysis are endless, of course, and can be applied to any industry from finance to retail to hospitality and technology. And below there are some of the popular applications that are used in business. So first is social media monitoring that I told about, the tweets analysis. Brand monitoring, it is the customer response. Voice of the customer is again the customer response, customer service, and even for market research. So yes, sentiment analysis is one of the major area in which a lot of research and analytics is going on. Now, how we are going to make a project in AWS using sentiment analysis. So first thing that I think by now, if you have seen the first project that I did by using Amazon Poly, by now you must understand that AWS offers us a rich variety of services, right? So what we do is we just use those services as an API in our program. We do not actually perform sentiment analysis using any analytic model or any library, but we actually give our data on which we want to perform that particular action to AWS. AWS services does the task and we just fetches our response, right? So what AWS is offering, it is offering a wide variety of web services, and what we actually as cloud practitioner or somebody who is aware of AWS and working on being able to work on AWS is to actually avail the service, right? So the major intent of this particular series is helping student on a beginner level to access different services and have an introduction that what all possibilities and are there, the horizons that we can actually touch using AWS. So here for sentiment analysis, AWS gives us a service which is known as Amazon Comprehend. Right now, what it does, it derives and understand valuable insights from text within the document. So we give the document to AWS and it performs the analysis and returns us the insights. Right, insight means the analysis result, and it understands the meaning of the text and uncover valuable insight from customer support tickets, product reviews, social media feeds, and many more. It improves our ability to label and organize documents by topic using customized tags and titles. It easily train models to identify specific terms using your on data, and no machine learning experience is required. Now this is very important. Now sentiment analysis, we understood that it is a growing area of research, but if we do not use AWS services, if we are not aware that a comprehend name service is available, and we shall be doing sentiment analysis by using machine learning models. So the first and the foremost requirement will be to understand machine learning, right, and then coding the programs into machine learning. But what AWS offers, it eliminates the need of learning ML in a deeper dive, although a basic knowledge is obviously required. Now it also determines how industry specific terms are related to one another, and it provides improved insights from the text documents, even from the emails and your insurance claims. The possibilities are varied, right? So what we are going to do in this particular hands-on is to understand, to code using comprehend. So for understanding, let us go to Google first and check the official documentation of Boto3 to use comprehend. So here is Boto3 docs for comprehend, and this is how we create a client for your comprehend. I think by now you guys must be familiar with this particular syntax, and these are the many methods that are available with comprehend. So you can see that wide variety of tasks you can do while using Amazon comprehend. And for our project, we shall be making use of some of the methods that are available over here. Uh, so before actually getting into hands-on, let us go to our AWS Management Console. Let me just log in into my account and see what all possibilities are there when we use AWS Comprehend. So let me just type over here comprehend, and this is the service. So on clicking on comprehend, you shall be directed to this particular dashboard. Of course, we shall be using Boto3, using it with a program, but let us see that what all things are actually available over here. So after launching Amazon Comprehend, you see this type of dashboard, and here is where you provide your input text, and this is how you can actually get the insight, right? Means information from your texts. right? So let me just clear this text and write something over here. Let's say my name is Anjali. I am very happy to teach AWS. Now, this is a small sentence, right? And here is where we actually get the insights like entity, key phrase, language, PII is also something which is available, sentiment, which I was talking about, and syntax. So let us click on analyze, and here is the result. So entities is detecting about any person or any object. So you can see that Anjali is now here been, underlined, and the result says that the entity type is person, and it is 99% of confidence it gives us. Key phrase. Now key phrase is my name, Anjali, and AWS, and these are the key phrases in my sentence. Language, if I click on, now it is English, and it is 98% sure that it is English. PII is the yes, it is personally identifiable information, right? So it is Anjali, and it can be a name, right? So it is your personal information which you can gather from any text, right? So you can get actually some sort of information about your customers, and you can actually make your decisions, and you can interact with them in a personal manner by such sort of information. Now talking about sentiment, it is very important. Now see, this is neutral because I am not taking sides of I'm not inclined somewhere. Next, it is positive because I'm saying I am happy, so of course it is positive sentence, and it is 99% sure. Negativity is zero, right? And talking about syntax, so it is actually taking out the pronouns, the adjectives, the pronunciation, and everything, actually the grammar that you used in your particular text to be get analyzed. Now let me just change certain things over here. In place of happy, let me write sad, and now analyze. And after analyzing it, let us go to sentiment, and you can see that now it is negative, right? So when I used happy, then it's a positive sentence or affirmative thing that I am in a positive mood because I'm happy. And it says that I'm very sad because I'm teaching AWS, so it can detect that okay, the person is having a negative opinion about something, right? So that is what the essence of sentiment analysis. So this is a very good service to perform sentiment analysis with having a very least knowledge of any algorithm to do the same. Right. So that was the introduction, and now going to the Visual Studio Code. Now this is the GUI code that I used for Amazon Poly, and now let me just change something over here. The title should now be sentiment analysis. And if you do not understand the working of Tkinter and how I actually designed this particular GUI, you can refer to any, the previous video, that is, I think, video part 2 of my project 1. You can also refer it from there. Right. Now, this is a GUI, and let me just click it on run and show you how it look like. So this is something, a GUI for sentiment analysis, which I shall be using. Here I will be writing the text, and when I click on read, I should connect to comprehend and get the response from there. Right. So we shall be doing the coding of the same over here. And now, as you all know, that I will be importing Boto3, right? Now this is very much evident to all of you. Now, in order to go to comprehend, what I will be requiring is to open up AWS's Management Console, right? So we need to open this first. The syntax you must have learned by now. Dot session dot session, and I will be opening it by the profile name, which will be nothing but my IAM user. Those who have not seen my previous videos are required to go through the introduction of Boto3, where I installed it and configured the credentials, and then the first program of Boto3 where I show how to access the services, right? So all the working of these particular syntax will be cleared if you watch those previous videos. Now, after opening up this management console, the next thing is to open up your, let's say, comprehend. So client is equal to AWS's management console dot client, and here I will be giving the service name. The name of my service is comprehend, and the spelling should be clear, so I will be going over here and copying the name of my service, right? So it is not a rocket science. You open this documentation, and from this documentation you can use any method that is given over here, right? So comprehend, and I will be pasting it over here. Then what I need to mention, I need to mention region name because it is a regional service, and you need to take a region where the service is available, and all the services are available in US East 1, North Virginia. It is the largest region. Right. So what I did over here is now I got access to comprehend. Now the next thing is the text that I will be writing in that text area. I need to actually give that text to comprehend, right? So for that, I have stored that in result. Now I need to access that particular, result. I have to send that result to comprehend for sentiment analysis. So I shall be again going here and finding a suitable method for the same. So what I want is, let's say, detect sentiment. So I shall be making use of this particular method over here. So the syntax is this. So do nothing, just copy this particular syntax and go back to your code and type it over here, right? So here it requires a text, and you know that my text is nothing but it is a stored in result, right? So this result which I wrote into that particular text area is now gone to comprehend for detecting the sentiment. Next it asks about the language code, and of course the language that I'm using over here is English. So I shall be removing all others and writing EN, which is the short form of English. Now what I actually did by this simple line of code, I sended my result to comprehend. Now I need to get something from this response. Now what I got from this response is over here. I will be getting, what will be response? Response will be a dictionary, right? So I shall be getting these particular data, the sentiment, that whether it is positive, negative, neutral or mixed, and a score. That means it is positive, then how much percentage of positivity it has, right? Negativity, how much negativity it has. It is neutral, to by what percentage it is neutral or mixed, right? So what I will be getting in a response, I will be getting a dictionary, right? So let us first visualize the dictionary. So print response, right? Now that is the simplest code of detecting sentiment analysis, in actually talking about in only 4 lines. All other line is for the GUI development. One line is this Boto3, then these 2 lines, and then these 2 lines. So a 4 line code for sentiment analysis. Isn't that amazing? Right. So if I run this code now, there should be the window appearing. Yes. And I say I am happy. Just a simple line, right? And if I read it now, yes. So here what I got, I am happy. It is the text I printed over here, and see the sentiment is positive, and the sentiment score, it is 99% sure that I am positive, right? And the percentage of negativity and neutral is very low, right? So now the issue is, what I got my answer is a dictionary, but I do not want my answer to be in a dictionary format. What if I want it to make it a little bit presentable? So I know that the dictionary is response. So what I want over here is, let's say I want to print the sentiments. So just copy the key value over here and write a sentence. The It should be in quotes. The prominent sentiment is the response over here, and another print statement which says the sentiment score is, and over here I shall be writing response and another key value which I want, that is my sentiment score. Now sentiment score is in turn also a dictionary, so you can write sentiment score uh, positive in, or you can write it in a for loop and access the only the positivity percentage and all. So that is a basic knowledge of dictionary. You can do it in your manner. So if I run this particular code again now, I should actually close this first and now run it again here. So if I say I am happy, and if I read it, you can see I am happy. Yes, the prominent sentiment is positive and the positivity percentage, negative percentage is over here. Now let me just run it again and see for a negative response. So running it again, it says I am sad, right? And if I now read it, it says I am sad, and yes, it is negative, and positivity percentage C goes down and the negative percentage is about 93.8%. So it is working very much correctly. Now coming back to our this particular documentation, and let us find out if we can find anything else over here. So let's say detect key phrases, right? What if I want to detect key phrase? So let me just copy this detect key phrase from here, and in place of detect sentiment, let me write detect key phrase. Yes, text and language code will be as it is. And then from its response, what I will be getting, I will be getting this key phrase as my response. So here I will be, let's say, only printing response that this time. Let us don't get into the other specific details. So response, right? And let me just close it and run this again. Now, so it is detecting the key phrases, right? So my name is Anjali. I am a teacher. Let's say this is my sentence, and now I want to detect the key phrase. So you can see the key phrases is my name and where it is actually started. Then the another key phrase is a teacher, right? So it has actually two key phrases. So this is coming out in form of a dictionary, which is giving us key phrase. And yes, of course, the dictionary is not yet, very much clear to understand. So let us just try and write it in a form of, let's say, for loop, right? So I will be writing it in form of a for loop. So for phrase ph in copy key phrases, mm, response key phrases, right? What I want is to print, what I want to print is text, right? I am a teacher. And if I do it again, I am a teacher, and the major phrase is a teacher. Now let us see some more functions which we can actually use. Let's say detect syntax. So let me just copy this method and put it over here, and let it be simple this time. And response I need to print. So print response, right? And if I run this code now, there is a mistake, response, right? So if I run this now, and I want to detect the syntax, so simple sentence, my name is Anjali, and if I now run, I should see the syntax, right? So the syntax is my, and it is part of speech. Everything is written. See, text, it is Anjali, right? So it is actually giving us, in form of a dictionary again, but it can identify that it is a noun, right? It can identify that it is a verb, right? It actually identify whether it is an adjective, right? So all these things are, the part of speech can be used using by this particular detect syntax method. So that was a basics of, where we studied a little bit about sentiment analysis. And by now you must be, observing that the code is very limited, right? In only 18 lines of Python code, we actually performed sentiment analysis when we used, AWS services. Now, I hope that this project too was also interesting and you would have liked it. And for more such demonstration and projects, stay tuned to my channel. Thank you.